Hello again, and I'm back after drinking a lot of tea as usual. That Phoenix single tree I mentioned. This time to share with you one of the gifts I got from the forest this year. If I could remember the month, I'd tell you. I'll put it in the details on the website once that goes up. It should go out in a newsletter soon. Anyways, what I'm going to share with you is the Reishi mushroom. At least I'm not sharing it with you. I'm having it right now, and I'm going to have some available. The Reishi tinctures that I made, okay? And so a tincture, so you understand, is herbs and alcohol. And so all the old Chinese, not all, but many of the old Chinese, the strongest old medicines were made in alcohol because it travels quickly to the body. The trouble with it is some people are sensitive to alcohol, and they just don't want to have it, or they may have had a problem with alcohol, so not everybody uses it. And people now end up just taking dried herbs. So this, if you can see, is the reishi. Now, we don't do a lot of herbs, especially now, the way modern culture is getting, because of the level of degeneration of people, the land, the herbs. Everything is struggling. We try to use the things that are absolute strongest, and so anything that grows on a tree is much stronger than a thing that grows by itself on the ground. And this, you can see I'm just kind of scooping some out here. Normally, what you do is you take it from a dropper bottle. You squeeze a few drops into your pitcher or whatever when you're having tea. When you're having tea is important because the tea opens you deeply. And I haven't had this yet, by the way, so it may be quite strong as far as the effects. Anyways, you use the tea to open yourself up deeply. And in our tradition in tea ceremony, after we've had the 5 types of tea and cleared the body from the bottom up, then we have herbs. Then the herb can affect the whole body, body, mind, spirit, we say, and then have its full effect because everything's cleared out of the way. And so I've had plenty of tea. Well, I've had enough, probably 11 or 12 of these, however much that is. Very strong Phoenix teas. And now I'm going to follow that with some reishi mushroom. And after that I'll have some more tea to get it through the system even more and balance things out as well. Now reishi is red in color. You can't quite see it here. I'll show you some really nice pictures that I took of it when I harvested. And so in our tradition, midday is when we take things that are red in color, red teas, fiery stuff. This reishi supports the fiery red part of us. Okay, they say the fire of the kidneys, a true fire. Regardless, it's midday, sun is highest. I'm following tradition, taking it at that time. You do not have to, okay? But if you're taking it for its deepest effects, not just the body effects, okay? Because you can read a million studies, and I don't care what those studies say. Oh, it's great for cancer. Well, guess what? In my book, cancer doesn't exist. Each individual has a disorder, and maybe somebody who had a disorder that was labeled cancer got better because they took reishi. Everybody always wants to say the mushrooms are anti-cancer. Well, what's cancer? Cancer is basically organ failure. And so that's a hard thing to pin down in a person and say that my organ failed the same as yours, etc., etc. But what it does do is increases the function of your organs in many ways. Not only that, they call it in China the mushroom of immortality, and they say that a poor specimen would lead to, say, like 500 years of life, and even mediocre would lead to, say, 1,000. And of course, the best would lead to 3,000 years of living. But what do they mean? Well, that's not something we need to get too far into as far as what the exact meaning of those kind of statements were. It was just that it would definitely enhance your life. Whether or not you're going to live 3,000 years or not, I'll never know, and I don't really care. 3,000 years in one life would be boring. I'd rather trade this one in, come back and get another one. Another subject, for sure. But what I noticed when I harvested, because in our tradition, nowadays, this goes with our tradition, nowadays there's a lot of New Age talk of plant spirit medicine. And so usually I try to avoid it like the plague, because if you don't work towards building your spirit and strengthening it, you can't experience that. And what that means, at least to us, is that when you approach a plant in nature, you can actually apprehend through all your senses. The Russians coined it synesthesia. All your senses blend and focus in on the plant, and it will give you a full, like a computer download of what it does. And actually you can feel it in your body. This is why we develop these pathways internally to feel, because then we can know what an herb does. And if somebody's having trouble with that pathway, we can give it to them. So what the Reishi does is it connects the kidneys to the brain. And when I was processing this Reishi mushroom, I had it all cut up. And it was sitting on my tea tray, the one that's in front of me. A lot of it, because air flows through there. I wanted to dry it just a teeny bit. And I had it all cut up, and I was getting ready to put into the alcohol. And as I did, it kind of overwhelmed me at one point, the smell in the room, because I'm surrounded by it. And I'd had plenty of tea, so my pores were all open. So I absorbed it. You know, you breathe through your skin quite a bit. And as I absorbed it, I could feel my kidneys, the fullness of my kidneys, the connection between the spine and my lobes of my brain. And it does the same now too. Not quite the same, because it's never the same. We're never the same. Our biological system is changing moment to moment to moment, because it's electrical and biological. It's always in flux, like a sine wave. You can never be the same. Anyways, so the reason why they call it the mushroom of immortality is, in the East, they say that your essence was in your kidneys. It was kind of deposited there when you were formed in the womb, from your father and mother combining the wave-like energy of the male with the perfect spheroid shape of the female. When those two things combined, you then manifested, and your essence, or your inheritance, your jing, what makes your body that came from nowhere to here, that part of your energy is stored and housed in the kidneys. And they say it wears out over time. Well, there are only certain substances with the kind of strength to help re-strengthen that, or bolster that original energy. Reishi is one of these things, and what it does, the reason why they say it helps you to manifest immortality. None of us are going to live forever, but if you understand immortality from the Taoist perspective, it means to manifest what you came here to do. And when your strong energy of your kidneys can connect with your brain, then your brain is informed by something so deep. It's the beginning. It's where when you were out there before you came here, you weren't messed up. You got here, you get a little messed up. That original primordial you that knew what you were here to do, it connects that to the brain. And when it does, you get a very strong sense of clarity, and you also feel a very strong energy. And so if you put it into your tea, a little hot water, most of the alcohol will evaporate off. There'll be a little bit left. It's got kind of a sweet taste. It's actually pretty nice. It deeply acts on the lower part of the body. So if you understand what I mean, it'll give you quite an increase in what you may notice as a sexual energy, but if you realize it, it's the energy that makes your cells. It's how you create yourself again. And so this remedy will help do that. Especially if taken, like I said, after you have some tea. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, most rare tea on earth. Try not to drink that crap the Queen drinks. Sorry, Queenie. But stick to a nice, good green color tea with a lot of circulation value to those green teas, especially fresh from spring. Try not to get anything that's been sitting out. Don't buy grocery store tea in the sun and the air and all that. Everybody gets to touch it and boogies go in there and bugs, and stay away from that nonsense. Get yourself some good quality fresh tea, have it, then have your reishi, and then you can enjoy it fully. So with that, I'm going to drink some more. Of course, when I finish this, I'm going to have some more tea, and then I'm going to get on with life, maybe. There's still sun out today, so I can accomplish some more fun things, and maybe another video. Hopefully, I will see you soon. If not, remember, first seminar, and let's see, first seminar will be sometime next summer, and also it will be a retreat. I'm trying to do off-grid. So these are just things I'm trying to mention. Keep an eye on the website if you need tea, you need mushrooms, spiritofdao.com or 3treasurestea.com. Get a hold of me there, either way, and you can see what I've got left. I'm going to be doing a pre-order for the mushrooms because I'm only putting so much together. The rest will be my personal stash until next year. So with that, thanks for coming, thanks for watching, and I will see you when I do. Bye-bye.